It's time to retire. The downfall is crazy. Bros forgotten. Recently, Khaby comment section has been flooded with hate comments for the past 1 year or so. How did this likable social media personality suddenly have a decline in popularity? Having people speculate why they even made him famous in the first place, Khaby was once the face of TikTok, a silent comedian who became the most followed creator in the world by simply repeating a strategy that works, raising an eyebrow and pointing out life's absurdities. His rise was so meteoric, so unlikely, that people called him a global phenomenon. But now, the internet's golden child has become the internet's punching bag. His content is mocked, and audiences have turned from worship to disgust. But how did the biggest TikToker on the planet fall this hard, this fast? And why do so many people suddenly hate Khaby? Before we get into the video, make sure to subscribe and like. Thank you.
Khaby's story was almost too perfect. Born in Senegal, raised in Italy, he lost his job during the pandemic. This is when he downloaded TikTok and began making silent reaction videos, pointing out how overcomplicated life hacks really were. But with his first month of being on TikTok, he only had 9 views and 2 followers. The next few months lead him to 4,000 followers, but after posting a lot of videos a day, the issue was that Khaby wasn't fluent in English, so there was a huge language gap. He only spoke Italian. He quickly resolved the problem by recreating viral videos, but this worked and he blew up practically overnight, thanking his fans every milestone he got. But his life started to change when he accumulated over 50, 100, then 200 million views back-to-back. This led him to averaging nearly a constant hundreds of millions of views, going from 1 million followers in February to over 50 million by May. But at his peak of career, the more fans he got, the more hate there is. People were frustrated how his quick success came so easy, how his simple 15 to 20-second videos paid him 6 figures per post. With no gimmicks, no words, just facial expressions and simple humor. When at the time where creators were doing the most to make it and got no recognition, some people just didn't approve of his success.
The main joke is that Khaby gained over 100 million followers by doing nothing.
In October 2021, Khaby posted a simple message on his Instagram story saying, "Say no to racism." A short and sweet message, but apparently people weren't agreeing with this and threatened to unfollow him. This backlash, in my opinion, wasn't necessary, and he did share more messages on his stories clearing up the situation and mentioned that the followers didn't matter, but this didn't last long and didn't hurt his TikTok growth. But fast forward to 2022, it seemed like the whole internet wanted Khaby to overtake Charlie, the previous #1 followed person on the app. Other creators would even go to the extent of sending their own fans to follow the already massive creator, Khaby.
You can help Khaby stay ahead by reposting and sharing this video. Let's make Khaby #1 today.
When he was on his last lap to finally become #1, Charlie's followers started to fight back. You gave Khaby 127 million followers just for him to pass Charlie? He body-shamed 2 girls. Khaby body-shamed girls and joked about it. People are canceling Khaby because his old content involves body-shaming women, and he's not saying anything about it. I looked deeper into the situation and found out there was a page posting Khaby's old deleted TikTok videos. One of the videos was him reacting to a clip of 3 women poorly, and another one was him telling women to wash dishes instead of making TikToks. This didn't sit well with the media, and he was soon on major news outlets. He lost 500,000 viewers that day, but people caught on because he was close to beating Charlie. In June that same year, Khaby overtook Charlie as the most followed TikToker in the world with 150 million followers. Fans were expecting a video thanking them for becoming the king of the app, but their expectations were short-lived. But things got worse when Khaby started cashing in. Almost overnight, his TikTok feed shifted from simple jokes 6 to 8 times a day to obvious advertisements every other day. He partnered with luxury fashion houses, soft drinks, crypto companies, anything that would write a check. This is when fans began turning on him. Khaby had built his brand on being authentic and one of us, but suddenly he wasn't the quiet guy making funny faces in his bedroom. He was a millionaire influencer being paraded around red carpets. He got rich off mocking pointless life hacks only to become the exact kind of corporate product he used to ridicule. And audiences didn't just notice, they hated it. The backlash hit fast. His comment sections filled with people calling him unfunny, cringe, and even overrated. Twitter threads mocked his videos as lazy and outdated. YouTube commentary channels began dissecting his downfall, accusing him of being talentless and only famous because of TikTok's algorithm. For someone who was once praised as a wholesome success story, this was devastating. Khaby wasn't just being ignored, he was actively despised. And the worst part? Khaby gave his haters exactly what they wanted. Instead of gracefully stepping back, Khaby doubled down on trying to stay relevant. He started collaborating with celebrities, forcing awkward skits with actors, athletes, and singers. But these collabs felt forced, like a brand desperately trying to cling onto cultural relevance. The same fans who once saw him as authentic now saw him as desperate. He wasn't making fun of the system anymore, he was part of the system. And for the internet, there's nothing more disgusting than watching an influencer go from authentic to artificial. So, what's next for Khaby Lame? He's still massively famous, he still earns millions. But influence isn't about numbers, it's about relevance. And right now, Khaby feels irrelevant. The sad truth is that his story isn't unique. TikTok builds people up fast, but it tears them down even faster. Look at the Hawk Tuah girl. She got popular really quick, but today we don't hear her name at all. Khaby's fall from grace shows how unforgiving online audiences can be when a creator refuses to adapt and evolve over time. At his peak, Khaby represented the power of simplicity. At his lowest, he represents the dangers of stagnation and selling out. From underdog hero to corporate puppet, Khaby's story is proof that internet fame doesn't just fade, it rots. Like this video if you found it informative and subscribe. Thank you.